I can see him already.
Yeah. Hi.
They're not paying attention to us.
What does this one? No. Oh god, it doesn't have a play button. Play button makes my head hurt so much. I can deal with windows and twisty passages. There's the play button that just drives me bonkers.
That sounded like you said postages.
I probably did. What did I say? I am very tired.
Who knows, maybe after
A
finishing,
box on a
I'll
button.
switch over to something else. Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be cool. It's just sitting there.
Oh, there's a repeater up there.
Yep, I just saw that. Because I put the fan on. Ow! I'm gonna kill myself because I put this fucking fan on. That was probably really silly. I have a window. I have a box. I take the box up. Okay.
What's the red power source for?
Probably a star.
Oh, I see a star.
Where?
In the area with the box and the switch, it's just right above.
Oh,
Yeah,
clever.
yeah.
God damn it. It is. Which makes me think you need to get onto the wall somehow then. Damn it! I hate these sodding connectors. And the finicky freaking controls. Oh, that one needs a red one. That's unfair. Am I supposed to have another connector somewhere? This just seems a little impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the context that I can hit all of the connectors with blue lasers, but the last door needs a red one, and I only have one connector. And I can't get through to the door without a red... without being able to connect the red laser.
So be it. You're right. Huh.
I'm nabbing this box. Putting this fan on here, because I can't see any use for the fan, but the box might be handy. Oops.
Oh, are you that smart? Is it really that silly? No, that won't work.
What?
No, that would, wouldn't it? Ooh.
Well, I managed to get myself outside of the level.
I have a really crazy idea.
I managed to get myself outside of the level.
Got it.
Hmm?
It was Sam.
Sam, okay. I'm assuming yours didn't involve climbing up on walls.
No.
Damn, that was
guessing.
clever. I got all the way up to there, and I wanted to be able to get across here to get the star.
How'd you get up there?
Well, I thought I was trying to see if I could, like, grab a connector, but they're not really, you know. So I just hopped on this gargle here.
Did you need the box to get onto the gargoyle?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
We never did find out what that telescope was for.
You're right.
I'm really annoyed by that. I'm gonna have to Google it. not as good at this platforming thing as you are.
Well, we'll see if I can get it to work. Let's see. I'm guessing you. Yep.
Hmm? Oh, you grabbed the box. Well, that makes some sense. Did you manage to get through a window or something, by the way?
Where?
To get the actual level end.
No. I will...
So how did you get the,
How did I get it? How did I save
Yeah.
Sam?
Hmm.
Just a sec. You were right on how to get the star, though.
I know. I just can't
Excellently
do
done.
it.
Oops.
Did you
I
take the
knocked-
box across?
Yeah, I brought the box with me each time. So... Let me just get that set back up. Oops. Didn't set that laser up properly. So, where are you now?
I still need to get Sam.
Oh, did you get the star?
I don't care about the star. No! I didn't get the star, but I need to get Sam!
Okay. So,
I know how to get the star, I figured it out!
Well, I thought you
just
were still
can't
trying to
figure
figure out
out-
how to get the... all the way there.
Damn.
So what you want
I'm
to do...
assuming you, like, jumped
You
through a
wanna put-
window or something, but...
You want to put the fan on the fan.
Okay.
Then, when the electrified orb dude gets pushed towards that platform, put the box on top of it.
Okay.
Then you want to take the connector and then connect it to everything. Including both the blue and the red lasers.
Right.
When the orb passes by again, this time put the connector on top of it with all those connections.
And then he opens the... Right. Wow, that's overly complex.
He'll cycle through where one side he hits all the blue and the other side he'll hit all the red. Just remember to take the fan with you when you go for the star, because you're going to need it to do the pressure plate.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite ingenious. I liked this one.
Hang on, but if you need that for the pressure plate, then you can't blow him. Oh, he doesn't blow at that point.
Right.
That is quite ingenious. I'd gotten most of it. Figured.
Yeah, I wondered why they were having you push, why you would push that ball at all. Like, it didn't make any sense to me.
Mm. Ah! Rude words. I hate these stupid connectors. Yeah, because the tower blocks a thing, and as they're all connected, and as they all fit from that end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Hmm. Hi, Sam. Yeah. Got fuzz in my mouth. Do you want to do some reading?
Sure. Hopefully we have the same things to read. Is your first one Incredible Stories number 5?
Yep.
Okay. Incredible Stories, issue number 5. Featuring new work by Belial, Mac, Galatea, Mr. Mulciber, Mick Mulciber, as he is known to me. Edited by Lilith and Mac. Fiction, Alexandra's Choice by Galatea, and The One Spiritual Law of Happiness by Belial. And then in the non-fiction section, we have the Blacksmith's Lost Work by Mac. So let's start with Alexandra's Choice. Alexandra's Choice by Galatea. Alexandra stood before the terminal and pondered her choices. Here, within the Pyramid of Ian, the most powerful temple of her people, she was about to create a world. All she had to do was press one button. Up until this moment, it had seemed easy, or if not easy, then so necessary as to defy contemplation. Civilization had to be saved from the impending catastrophe. The orangutans had failed to take steps to protect... What? The word orangutans?
Just laughing at orangutans.
Okay. Had failed to take steps to protect themselves, had relied on their gods for a salvation that never came. The same fate could not be allowed to befall humanity. If this meant humbling herself, accepting her own death, then so be it. But death was inevitable. Life was a choice. What worried her was the ones who would fall. Or fail. All the lost souls of the New World, victims of the process. In creating them, was she not also responsible for their deaths? She turned to the statue behind her, gazed at its marble form. If you are a god, Zeus, as the stories claim, then why did you create evolution? Why did you make a world that can only grow through cruelty and pain? For a moment, surely this meant death was near. She thought she heard him answer, "My child, I was shaped by the gods that came before me, as you were shaped by me. The choice I had was between creation and oblivion, life and death, and I chose life. Because any life is better than no life, because as long as there is life, there is hope. If not for us, then for some generation to come. Then how are you a god, if you can offer so little?" she whispered, feeling death creep closer. "I am a god because I take upon myself the burden of creation," the statue replied. "Then we are all gods," Alexandra said, and pushed the button. As the new world came into being, death overwhelmed Alexandra adrenaline. Her mind fled and her body slowly turned to stone until she stood before the terminal as Zeus stood on his pedestal. There were no more choices now, only the hope that creation mattered. I was
only laughing at orangutans because it was humans.
Well,
that was the story of what happened?
That Alexandra's Choice is the story of the person that we were listening to throughout the game. That Alexandra was the recordings.
Yep, Alexandra Jenham.
Yeah.
Greater.
The One Spiritual Law of Happiness. I can't wait to understand happiness. This is big. The One Spiritual Law of Happiness by Belial. Once upon a time there was a small lake, and on the lake was an island, and on the island was a prison. In the prison lived a male human called Muskie Rack. Muskie was very sad, because there wasn't enough space in the prison for him to experience happiness. "I must discover the one spiritual law of happiness," he said to the other prisoners, a female human called Zine, and a neutral human called Crumper. But they didn't care. He couldn't understand how they could be so calm. One day, Muskie managed to break out of his cell by biting through the bars. Now he was no longer in the prison, and for a while he was happy. But then he realized he was stuck on the little island, and he became unhappy again, so he gathered his strength and swam across the water. This is how Muskie got to the valley that surrounded the lake. The valley was much bigger than the island, and there were many interesting things here. A forest where all the trees were, the color of lasers, a swamp with boats in it, a singing dog, and also a city where toasters lived. For some years, Muskie was absorbed by all this, and he was happy. But then he started feeling trapped again. The valley was surrounded by mountains, and soon they looked like prison walls to him. He tried climbing the mountain, and came to a bigger country, but even that was surrounded by oceans. Where was true freedom? Where was true happiness? When he'd almost lost hope, Muskie met an old male human with a huge amount of white hair growing from his head. He lived in a small house by the beach, where dolphins and whales and sea elephants came to bask in the sun. He never went anywhere far from his house, but he was always happy. The old man's name was Quantum. "Wise old Quantum, how can I discover the spiritual law of happiness?" Muskie said. "I have searched for it everywhere, but I am always trapped." "You have not looked everywhere," Quantum said, "for you have not looked within. Close your eyes." Muskie closed his eyes, and for the first time in his life he could see any obstacles. No walls, no mountains, no oceans. The space within him was without end, and he could go wherever he wanted without even moving. He smiled. Muskie went back to that old prison where he'd started, and now he understood why Zine and Crumper were always calm. They knew they had an infinity of time and space to explore within them. Together they sat in their cells and were happy and free. Okay. And finally, the _blacksmith's lost work.
Okay, I'm slipping to the bathroom. Continue reading.
Okay. The blacksmith is one of the most mysterious members of our community. All of us have our opinions, of course, but only the blacksmith chooses to express them purely through art. To the rest of us, Gehenna means many things at once, but we create, we consume, we discuss. But the blacksmith only creates, or perhaps there is a discussion happening, but it all takes place in the realm of interactive art. The blacksmith's dedication to this one form of communication, however, only deepens one of Gehenna's great mysteries, the fate of the blacksmith's lost work. Jerusalem, as the lost work was called, was posted in Gehenna for only the briefest period of time. Many had not even managed to start playing it when it vanished. Some had begun and felt quite impressed, but had not managed to explore it in the depth that it seemed to require. Then suddenly, it was gone. Some suggest that the blacksmith deleted it because it was somehow flawed. Others think it was accidentally destroyed by a glitch, but that the blacksmith refuses to ever upload anything twice. Others yet, well, mainly Rockwell, think that it contained one of Elohim's secrets and was destroyed by a killer app that roams the world looking for leaks. There is also a theory that the moment someone finished it, they were granted some kind of special insight, at which point the work deleted itself. One fact remains: it's gone, and every attempt to recover it from the database has failed, as has every private message to the blacksmith asking for it to be made available again. What was Jerusalem? What was it really about? We may look for hints in the blacksmith's more recent works. We may hope the file turns up again someday, but the truth may be never known. Figure I'll wait for Joe before we see the results of the new gallery season.
Sorry, I'm back. Let me just quickly speed read.
Okay, I was waiting for you because we have the new gallery season next.
Ah.
And there's a chance that I might advance and you might not. I know.
Okay.
Okay, so new gallery season. Attachment. Okay. New gallery season. Lilith. Voting is now closed. While we tally up the results, of course, you may continue to explore the gallery at your leisure. Rockwell. How convenient. The vote was closed just before I got here. Kaiju. Good luck, everyone. I wouldn't let my newfound freedom come between me and watching the live result. Lilith. The results are in. Not Nave. Drum roll. In third place, the Blacksmith with its abstract collection. Oh man, that's what I voted for.
Wait, hang on. I had in third place Knave with Where the Humans Live.
Is that what you voted?
Knave goes, my first placement. Woohoo! No, that's not what I voted for. I voted for Collection of Natural History Curios.
Okay, Dog said, I don't know why everyone keeps voting for this guy when he never shows up in person. Bit holier than thou, if you ask me. Kaiju,
whereas
come on. It's not like he
DOG.
won again this season.
Yeah, I got DOG. A pity it finally comes on the day Uriel becomes pulling this place apart.
So Lilith then comes back with, it was a very tight competition this season for first and second places, and in the end it came down to a single deciding vote. In second place this season is McMulciber with a collection of natural history curios. Really, I owe it all to you guys.
That's what I got too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Who
that's
won?
exactly what I got. Your lackadaisical, Uriel. Your lackadaisical approach to these announcements tires me. Please inform us who won. Okay. Finally, first place this season by a single vote, and next season's leading light. Winner is, everyone seems to love this guy, it's the Blacksmith with his abstract collection.
Okay, I got
I
finally with first.
Everyone keeps voting for this guy when he never shows up in person, but there we are. Gotcha. You got who?
So I got finally first place this season by a single vote, next season's leading light. The winner is, wow, a real rank outsider. It's Knave with Where the Humans Live.
Ah, that was my third place. Interesting.
Knave, woohoo, my first ever win. Lilith, congratulations also to all those who voted for Knave. Be sure to check in for your rewards. Rockwell, Lilith, who exactly turned the vote. And Lilith says Lamb had the deciding vote as it happened.
Interesting.
So,
unfortunately, you didn't select the winner and gained no profile status.
Yep. So we are not level 6 yet, but we have Vic Mulciber's theories on food.
Theory on food.
I like Vic Mulciber better than Mr. Mulciber. Okay.
You can call him whatever you like.
Vic Mulciber, since Knave asked in a previous thread, I thought I'd write something about food. Attachment on food.txt. Kaiju, weird, awesome stuff, thanks. Knave, I feel smarter now. Dog. What I don't get is how so many of them didn't understand that they were machines. Every day they went around processing matter to extract energy, and they didn't realize this has Talos Principle stamped all over it. Borg. Perhaps they simply aspired to something more than just being food processing machines. Dog. That's still what they were. Borg. Not if they chose to be more. Lamb. I'm glad that we don't have to deal with all that. Garrett. We may have to when we get out of here. Belial. There is no out of here. Orc.
We released him!
I know, but, well, I think they mean out as in, like, maybe through the tower?
Possibly.
As if the real world? I don't know. Orc. Don't start fighting, folks. You know we depend on each other. Mr. Mulciber's theories are fascinating and give us an insight into the world that was, but we shouldn't forget the world that is, the world we built here. Read on food. Mr. Mulcible's theories on food. Food is something that was incredibly central to the human experience, yet seems completely absent from from ours. even though we are so similar in so many ways. Humans required fuel. They got this fuel by consuming other living beings, of which there was a great variety in their world. Without fuel, they didn't merely slow down or temporarily stop functioning, as when a power source is removed from a turret, but physically decayed in a way that could not be fixed. This meant that they had to constantly seek new sources of fuel, at least 3 times a day. They also had to deal with those elements of their fuel that their bodies could not process. These were excreted through 2 orifices between their legs. The latter subject matter was the source of many taboos and also a great deal of humor, though this resulted in frequent controversy. The most famous artist to engage with this subject matter was called Scatman John, on account of his specialization. Oh boy. One of the ingenious things our human ancestors did was to transform the chore of fuel-seeking into a source of pleasure. Since parts of their bodies respond to chemical configurations by producing sensations, they used this trait to create a truly stunning variety of foods, each having a different so-called taste. Foods were available at widely distributed fueling stations, which also provided excrement removal facilities, so food became a source of pleasure. However, the inefficiencies of food distribution in human society frequently led to significant shortages for sections of the human population. There were attempts to rectify this, ranging from moral appeals to struggles for systemic change, but I do not know if they succeeded before the end.
Klaus.
And we're still level 5, so we can't do that.
Tempted to play Underwater Night Quest again, just to see if I can get going to the temple this time and see if it's different. Maybe take over the world. I'm going to do that very quickly.
You want to get the star?
Yeah, I'm totally going to get the star, but I can do this quickly. Well, there's totally credits, which I didn't look at. Never mind. I literally just want to see. I went to did your stats first, then went to the inn, had a meal, got a shield. Get a room. Have the strange dream, because it's just funny. The present is suffering, surrounded by past and future. It sounds like a goth poem. Where'd you put the box? In the end.
What,
right,
to get the
mysterious temple.
To get to the star?
Yeah.
You're gonna use it in the little area where the connector is.
To get up onto the top wall?
Yeah. And then make a long jump over to the last set of
Cool. Okay. The mysterious temple. You're not quite sure how you found this place, but you can sense its power, even though the temple consists of no more than a few columns surrounding a fishbowl. An ancient magic infuses the place. A man dressed in rough robes approaches you. "You have come," he says. "You have come to hear the word of Talos. The word of Talos. Kill him." Inexplicably enraged by the old man's words, you attack him. You grab a book of ancient Greek mythology which you find next to a column and beat him to death with it, screaming incoherently at all the while. You feel better. In fact, you feel a lot better. You also feel sleepy. Sleep in the old man's bed. And the next morning you open your eyes with a new sense of purpose. You're no longer afraid of failure. You remember the words of the greatest of all sages, a holy quantum. Failure is just an opportunity to learn something new. Your power has grown. Sweet. My stats. Alright, old hurt. Blah 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 blah. Let's go for the amulet, time to find himself. Map. Right, the palace. Tourist guide. Go to the dungeon. Enter the dungeon. Oop. Summon lantern, take lantern. Into the dungeon. Go north. Oh, okay, hang on. I found something different this time. So go north. You walk north for a while, noting the high quality of the interior design. The torches in particular have been placed with utmost care at very precise intervals. The effect is delightful. At the end of a long corridor, you come upon a room in which a butler appears to be waiting for you. His face is made of skin, but underneath you can hear the whirring of mechanical parts. Greetings, sir. Good sir. I am Samuel the butler. I have awaited your coming since the beginning of time. A prophecy spoke of your battle against the monstrous Gehenna. Ask about the prophecy. Indeed, the prophecy was discovered on a machine containing text from time before this world came into being. Said text prophesies that one day one would come to relieve Norfolk under the sea from its oppressor and make this kingdom his own. I prepared a sword for you to accomplish this. Take sword. Excellent. I do hope you are successful in your quest. If not, please tell Zobel to send the sword back so I can present it to the next chosen one, will you? Very good. But the butler goes somewhere else. Interesting. Okay, your stats. I forgot everything. Yes, cool. Oh, so I have the shield of soup weapon, the sword of plug. Evil lair. Attack. I am victorious. To the palace. Kill Hatmahet and claim the realm. Hey, what are you doing? Hatmahet does not see your attack coming. His lifeless corpse crumples before you with a baffled expression on your face. You step over it. The guards are momentarily confused, but when you sit down on the throne, they bow before you. They know the ancient rule. You keep what you kill. You are now the chief fish, ruler of Norfolk under the sea. You don't care about the world you were supposed to return to. You have all you could ever want right here. The end. I open my eyes. That's quite funny. Right, yes, sorry, hang on. I went the other way to what I wanted to go to. I wanted to go this way since I figured it would be an out. There we go. Right, now how do I get my box back? There we go. Ah! It didn't connect properly. I'm going back up here.
He's still there. Climb up that way. Yeah, I'm still here. But I found something I won't be able to climb.
Oh.
But I'm gonna need that box again. From the open field.
In this level? Ah.
No. It's in a corner in the, like, the central square area.